Now we're going to learn about the input and the output statement. Input means that you're receiving data, while output means that you are displaying or giving out data. And for a very long time, we've been using the print statement. So a print statement is an example of an output statement. If you want to display things on your terminal, you use the print statement. So we'll have the print statement. Then if you want to receive data from the terminal, you use the input statement. So we use input to receive data, while we use the print to display data on the terminal. So let's start with the print statement. Typically, if you want to print something or display something on your terminal, you write the print statement followed by a parenthesis. Then let's go ahead and run this program. If we run this program, nothing happens. So when you have a print statement like this, it will simply display a blank line. So let's go ahead and put something inside of the parentheses like hello world. So this is going to display hello world in our terminal. We can as well put in maybe a number inside of the parentheses. We can have print 100, and this is going to display 100 for us. So now let's put a print statement without anything inside of the parentheses. So we'll have print like this, and I'm going to have print, and I will have 100. So let's run the program. So from the output, you can see that there is a space. So this print statement without any argument or without any data in it simply displayed a blank line. So if you want to display a blank line, you use the print statement like this. Then the normal print is you put the print statement and the data that you want to display on your terminal. One thing you should keep in mind is whenever you use the print statement just like this, is going to cause a carriage return. So the next statement is written on the next line. So let me remove this print statement and run the program. And you can see after 100, we have another 100 on another line. So, but what if you want this 100, this second 100 to be in the same line as the first one? To handle this type of scenario, we're going to be using an argument called end. So after the value, you put a comma and you put end like this, put a quality sign, and you put an empty space. If we run this program this time around, you can see that the two hundreds are together, but there is no space in between them. So if you want to have a space in between them, you create an empty space inside of these quotes like this. This is going to create a space in between the two values. But if I go ahead and print another 100 like this, I'm also going to have a carriage return after this statement. Now you can see that the third 100 printed on another line. So if I want to bring it up, after this value in the second print statement, I'm going to have end, and I'm going to have a space there. This time around, all the hundreds are going to be in the same line. Now let's look at another example. If you want to print multiple values at the same time, you can also do that using the print statement. So now we're going to have print, and I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let me go ahead and run this. So you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if you noticed, there's a space after each number. That is the default way the print statement behaves. So, but if you don't want these spaces in between the values, you can use an argument called sep like this. And I'm going to put an empty space there. So let's run it. And now you can see that the spaces are no longer there. What if you want to use maybe hyphen to separate the numbers? You can put a hyphen here. And this is going to put hyphen in between the values. So this is how we make use of the print statements to display information in our terminals. Then if we want to receive information or data from the terminal, we use the impute statement. So this is impute statement like this. This is the typical way of using the impute statement. With this impute statement, I can be able to receive data or values from the terminal, but I have to store that data in a name. So I can have num is equal to input. So let's go ahead and print num. So we have print num like this. And to run this program, this will not work out very well in the output tab. So I'm going to be making use of the terminal. And for this, I'm going to write Python. The name of the program is first.py and hit enter. And I'll simply enter the value 100 and hit enter, and it's going to print 100. So because of this input statement, it prompted me to provide a value. And that value that was provided was assigned to this name, and we printed that value using this print statement. But one thing you will notice is that you may not even know that you are prompted to provide any value the way we used the input statement. So if you want to provide a description on the prompt that is expected of the user, inside of these parentheses after the input, you can provide the description or what you expect the user to provide. Here I'm going to put a quote, and I can write, please write any number, and I'll save it. So let's run the program again, and I can provide 10, and 10 will be printed out. Also, you can see that there is no gap between the instruction or the prompt and the value we provided. So I'm going to put a colon here and provide a space so that you can clearly see where to enter your data. And we'll run the program again. Please write any number. I can put 10 this time around, and it's going to display 10 for me. So this is how to make use of the input statement. Then you should also keep in mind that whatever data that you receive using the input statement is a string. For instance, if you are prompted to provide a number and you provide 10, that 10 is a string and not an integer. So let's demonstrate it. I can have result is equal to num plus 1, and I'll print results. So let's run our program again, and I'm going to please write any number. I'll write 10 and hit enter, and I'm going to get an error because the value provided is a string, and I'm trying to perform addition between a string and integer, which is forbidden in Python. And this is the reason why I'm getting this traceback, this error message. So if I want to use 10 as a number, I have to convert this num into an integer. And I can do that by saying num is equal to int num. Then let's go ahead and run the program. Please enter any number. I will enter 10, and it is going to give me 11. But I don't like it like this. So a better approach is you can enclose this input statement inside of an int function. So I can have it like this. So this is going to convert the value received from the terminal into an integer. And if we run it, it will still give us the correct 10. So we have 10, and the answer is 11. You can as well convert it to float. You use float, and we'll run the program, enter a number. I'll enter 10 and it is going to give me 11.0. I can as well enter a float value, maybe 2.5, and hit enter, so we'll have 3.5. Now let's take another example. This time around, we're going to be using the input statement to prompt information from a user, maybe their basic information. And for this, we can have name is equal to input. And for the prompt, we can write, please enter your, let's have this one as first name. And I'm going to change this variable to first name. Then we have last name is equal to input. And we have please enter your last name. Then let's get the age. For the age, we have input, please enter your age. And with this, we are good. So I have full name is equal to first name. Then I'll have a space. And I'm going to have last name. This operation is called concatenation. When you are joining two strings or two or more strings together using the plus operator, you are performing concatenation. So this is going to give us the full name. So let's go ahead and print the full name. So we have full name. And it is prompting me to enter the first name. So for the first name, I can write John. For the last name, I can write Eve. And for the age, I'm going to write 10. And if you notice, I didn't provide a colon and a space after the prompt in the input statement that fetches or gets information about the age of the user. So, but we'll continue. Then we have the full name here. We can as well print the age. This time around, let me put a colon and a space here. We can also have print age. So let's run the program again. I'll clear the terminal. For the name, we'll write John again. For the last name, we'll write Eve. And for the age, we'll write 20. And we have John Eve 20. So let's refine our program a bit better so that when somebody sees John Eve, at least the person will have a clue of what it means. So inside of this print statement, I'm going to have a string there. I'll put a comma. And inside of this quote, I'm going to have full name and put a colon. And for the age, I'm going to also have a string, age, and then I'll put a colon here. And I'll go ahead and run the program again. So enter your first name, I'll enter John. Last name, I'll enter Eve. And enter your age, I'll enter 20. So this now becomes full name, John Eve, age 20. So this is typically how we'll receive data or values from the terminal and print them out using the print statement.